Good afternoon and a warm welcome to Queen's Park here in Chesterfield, the penultimate day of the Chesterfield Festival of Cricket, one of the highlights of the cricketing season for everyone connected to Derbyshire. It's a warm day, not quite as warm as the last few, but the heat wave still very much in full effect. Cooling off tomorrow, finally, for the men's game between Derbyshire Falcons and Yorkshire. But today it's women's action in the Vitality Blast. Both teams in need of a win. Derbyshire against Gloucestershire here at Queen's Park. I'm Freddie Cardy, making a Derbyshire debut in the commentary box. Former Leicestershire batter Georgia Relf. Georgia, welcome to Queen's Park.
Thank you very much for having me. What a day for it as well.
First impressions?
Beautiful ground, sun's out, and the ice cream van's here, so I'm pretty happy with that as well.
Have you been tempted yet by the ice cream van?
I think a bit later, when I'm feeling a bit warmer, I'm going to be over there.
We are underneath the crooked spire of Chesterfield, which is just behind the trees away to our right-hand side, and maybe Daisy up in the balcony might be able to pick it up on the live stream. We've got the camera up in the baking sunshine up on the pavilion balcony this afternoon. We'll go through the two sides. Derbyshire have won the toss. They've elected to bowl, as they like to do in T20 cricket. Their side, Jess Cusa, Emily Hughes, Lauren Kenvin, Fran Lonsdale, Melisha Tennakoon, Natasha Allen, Adriana Darlow, the captain. Matilda Rafferton-Gator keeps wicket. Prisha Bedi, Rhiannon Nolan-Davis and Beth Slater. For Gloucestershire, Pratana Reddy opens the batting with Amelie Monday. Mega Hearn or Georgina Stark will keep wicket. Those two batting in the middle order. Emily Geach, Izzy Patel, Melissa Story, Liv Daniels, the captain. Caitlin Belcher, Charlie Phillips and Alice Bird. No indication in front of me of who's going to keep wicket. Well, a little look now. So one change for Derbyshire as Jess Cusa replaces Amna Khan. She comes into the side in their only change. Look at the league table. Derbyshire 8th on 8 points. Gloucestershire 6th on 9. Both sides the same amount of wins, one more bonus point in the way of Gloucestershire. The bell is ringing and a guard of honour to greet the two players. So both sides in need of a win, 1 point separating them, and should be a good game here at Queen's Park.
Should be a very exciting game here today, and the weather, as I say, is going to help with the support as well.
Pitch looks green, as it often is here, but the outfield is rapid, so it should be a fairly even contest between bat and ball. T20 here last year, Derbyshire women took on Worcestershire. Worcestershire batted first and they made 187 for 6. So hopefully a few runs today. Derbyshire were 158 all out, with Jess Cusa hit 65 of 42 opening the batting in the chase. She comes into the side as the Gloucestershire openers Monday and Reddy take to the field. In fact, is it Georgina Start? It is, as I change the batting order. So Start and Monday will open the batting. Your first time watching Derbyshire then, what are you expecting today? A new team?
Well, I've had a little look at the scores so far this season, and obviously I can see why they've elected to bowl first today, only scoring over 102 games out of the 5 they've played in T20 so far this season, so obviously feeling more confident with the ball and hoping to keep Gloucestershire under a low score today to hopefully be able to chase that down.
Yeah, Derbyshire has done well winning the toss. Adrian Adalo, the captain most games this season. Probably tails, because as we know, tails never fails. That is the popular choice. There's around 500 in attendance today. 503 tickets have been claimed. If you are in Chesterfield and watching us or in the local area, it's free entry, so do come down. And there's plenty of shade. It's a ground covered by trees, but there's spots of sun if you want to top up your tan as well. It's a great place to watch cricket. The grassy bank away to our left-hand side is filling up. And it's going to be Lauren Kenvin to take the new ball for Derbyshire. T20 blast action. Both teams were knocked out of the Vitality T20 County Cup. Derbyshire against Tier 2 rivals Northants at Denby last weekend. Gloucestershire had the challenge of playing Essex at Colchester, playing Tier 1 opposition. They gave it a good go as well, lost by 61 runs in the end, but that would have been a good experience for them playing a Tier 1 side. Kenvin just warming up as the umpires are making sure they're happy where everyone is. Then we're going to start on time. And we're all set to go. Lauren Kenvin. Just checking everything's in order. This is from the pavilion end. Kenvin starts things off, clipped down the leg side for a single. So the Gloucestershire underway. It's the pavilion end. The other end is the lake end. The little train going past. There's plenty of little quirks about this ground. What's the hottest game you'll have played in Georgia? Because there was some discussion, the Trent Bridge test the last few days, one of the hottest matches, the temperature recorded in English cricket. Left alone, signalled wide.
Well, I've been very lucky to have played cricket over in Australia for a season, and in Brisbane, where it gets very humid, it got up to, I think it was 36, but extremely humid on that day. So I was quite thankful just to make it off the pitch still walking, to be honest.
Kenvin just running up a little bit of a hill almost to get in and bowl, and that's cut nicely. Backward of point, Lonsdale giving the chase, and this outfield is quick. It's been baking in the sun all week. And Start has a boundary to keep the innings off.
That was a lovely little shot there. Didn't have to put too much power behind it, just work the gaps, and as you say, outfield very quick here today, so I think we'll see that coming really useful, just using the face of the bat.
Claire Jenkins is tuned in. Good to have you with us, Claire. Chopped onto the feet, I think, of Start. Claire is enjoying, probably watching more of the T20 World Cup than anyone I know. It's a lot, 2 World Cups at the moment for those of us who follow other sports. Plenty of cricket going on here. It was an inside edge on another day. That would have been the first wicket, but Start survives. Nice reply from Kenvin. This is up in the air. Is it going to fall short? It does. Fall short of Jess Kuza. Kenvin causing a couple of problems in this opening over. Single taken.
Lovely bit of movement on the ball here, making the batters think right from the first over about what they're doing and their foot placement as well.
Deep backward square and a wide fine leg of the 2 fielders out in the boundary in the power play. That's driven nicely, fielded well by the Falcons captain Adriana Darlow.
Unfortunate to find the fielder there.
Speaking of the T20 World Cup, it was a win for Pakistan over the Netherlands earlier. England play New Zealand later, and West Indies Ireland has just got underway at Bristol. Also, Gloucestershire play their home fixtures. Kenvin back of a length, signalled wide again. So this outfield has baked in the sun all week. There was a 50-over game here between the Blaze and Yorkshire on Tuesday, and if you pick your gaps, then you will get 4 most times. If you can beat that infield, very, very hard for the fielders to catch up with it. Final ball of the opening over. Full, clipped nicely, and there's an example of how quick this outfield is. That's absolutely raced away down to where the ground staff are situated. It's a good throw back into the fielders, but that's an example of how quick this outfield is.
That's a nice strike from Monday, and she's already scored 75 against Kent earlier in this season. She's come off the back of 2 T20 games of scoring 2 zeros, so she'll be probably very happy to get off the mark today, and hoping to change that form into something a little bit more positive, I think.
Straight in for Kenvin, trying to get out the over, bowl that wide, and then clip nicely to the boundary for 4. Alicia Tennacoon comes on the second over from the lake end. A few clouds in the sky, humid but not hot, not as hot as it has been, fortunately, for the last few days. Adriana Darlow is in at slip. Took a good catch there in the defeat last weekend in the County Cup. Starts with a full delivery. It was an inside edge. You could hear it through the headphones. One fielder went up for the LBW and the appeal died down. Alicia Tennacoon on loan from Warwickshire. Wider in the air, nearly a chance, falls in front of the fielder at mid-off. So a couple of mistimed shots that have fallen in between fielders. That's encouraging for Derbyshire, who've chosen to bowl first. Monday back on strike then, start survives. Slip is still in. Deep square and a wide third on the boundary. Another inside edge. There's a bit of life in this pitch, isn't there?
Yeah, it looks like there's doing a little bit of movement off the pitch right at the last minute. I think Georgie just passed the message on just to wait for it and maybe see a couple of balls was probably what she said. After her first kind of slightly risky shot that nearly found her caught out. Left
alone, another wide. Tennacoon trying to build up some pressure in this second over.
I think Gloucestershire can afford to take their time a little bit these first few overs of the power play, just to kind of see what this pitch is doing. As we've already seen, it is quite spicy today.
Tennacoon bowls full, well taken down the leg side. Yeah, the men's county championship game between Derbyshire and Lancashire lasted just over 2 days, so it was one where the seamers enjoyed themselves. Derbyshire didn't actually pick a spinner, but then it started turning square on the 3rd day. They won anyway, but yeah, it's a pitch usually has something in it. But nicely balanced by how fast this outfield is if you can pick the gap. Tennacoon. Another wide. A little unlucky that time. Monday looking to muscle the ball over a square leg. And maybe in response to that shot, Emily Hughes has been moved from deep third to deep fine leg. Adriana Darlow comes out of slip to short third. Tennacoon bowls full. It's another miscued shot and the catch goes down. Now let's say the boundary. It's not going to run away. It was Rhiannon Knowling-Davis at mid-off. And another chance created by Alicia Tennacoon.
That was a tough chance there, but I think Derbyshire will be slightly disappointed with putting that one down, because these two opening batters, both quite explosive batters, and if they get their eye in, can go on to score quite a few runs. So I think they'll be quite annoyed with that one.
Noeline Davis diving to her left. And that's just over the head of mid-on this time. And will it run away to the boundary as a rapid pursuit over there by Tash Allen? But the ball wins the race, as it will on most occasions against even the quickest of fielder. And that one not far away from a chance over the head of Trisha Beddy at mid-wicket. Senakun will feel frustrated here. There's a better shot on that occasion. Still nearly a chance. It's an expensive start, but Derbyshire really creating some chances. Fuller. And, it's gone down again. Noeline Davis at mid-off, cursing herself. Went harder on that occasion, didn't it? But she would have backed herself to take that catch.
I think the Gloucestershire batters need to have a little chat with each other between this over, just to say, let's just try and get our head on top of the ball, because at the minute they're kind of getting caught between going over the top or going along the ground, and they're just finding that middle area that is very dangerous for getting caught out. So if they're going to go over the top, they really need to go for it and time it a little bit earlier. But if they just wait and get their head on top of the ball and go along the ground, they'll easily find boundaries here today, especially with how rapid the outfield is.
I guess especially in T20 cricket, you can still take a few balls, can't you, to get yourself in? And for those just looking at the scorecard, I think, well, that's a very fast start. There have been some extras, there have been some drops. They've not looked convincing. There's only been a couple of shots where you've really thought, OK, that's been nicely timed and they look set. But Derbyshire need to take these chances. Beth Slater. That is a more emphatic connection over the offside this time for 4. Well, they're not getting settled, are they? They're going to throw the bat at ball. 4 runs.
That's a bit more like it. As I say, if you're going to go over the top convincingly, and that was certainly it.
Trisha Beddy warming up at mid-wicket. Be interesting to see how this pitch takes spin. A little wider, there's a nick there, isn't there? There is. Derbyshire are on the board. It's been an expensive start, but this catch does go to hand. Matilda Rafferton-Gator doing the work with the gloves. There was a thick edge. You could hear it around Queen's Park, and Monday has to go.
Derbyshire will be very happy with that, with the shot that was played before. As I said earlier, as soon as Monday gets going, she tends to go on and score big, and stopping her in her tracks this early on is definitely a win for the Derbyshire side.
So out comes Pratana Reddy. Derbyshire will be delighted, especially after Slater had been hit. Very convincing 4. Reddy, 18 years of age. Played with Derbyshire loanee Maria Andrews over the winter in the England under-19 training camp. One of 3 players in this side, also part of the Glamorgan pathway. Of course, they'll be in Tier 1 next season. It's been an all-action start.
Starting to see a few more people come in here as well. Quite a nice little crowd building up.
Yeah, there's a couple of games of cricket on that grass bank starting to build up. Derbyshire played in front of a good crowd for their win over Sussex. It was part of a double header with the men's side playing Durham, and a load of people came in nice and early. Ended up having a really strong crowd cheering them on for their first win at Derby. So Reddy, the new batter at the crease. It's a full one outside off stump, well fielded by Lonsdale at point. Dot ball. Always like these games when there's a bit in the pitch, but if you connect and you play your good shots and you get rewarded. Half an appeal, runs away down to third for a leg bye. Or perhaps there was bat. It's not indicated a leg bye, so that the umpires who were having a chat with us, panicking about we've got a strong live stream. Gives them that scrutiny. Correct decision there. Oh, swish outside off stump. It's been a good start from Beth Slater, the former Yorkshire bowler. Plenty of encouragement in the field as well. This Derbyshire side in their second year together.
Must be warm out there today.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if you're out on the boundary, if you've got a chance of being under those trees a little bit more, you'd be quite pleased. Slam to mid-on, Allen, slight misfield. Good quick running, actually. They're called straight away. Did start. End of the third over. 6 off it and a wicket, 31 for 1.
Verdi's another strong batter in the Gloucestershire batting lineup, scoring 91 not out against Leicestershire in the one day last season. I'm sure she'll be after some more runs here today. Obviously, Gloucestershire also missing Becca Halliday, who's out injured from a couple of games ago. She's been very strong with the bat for Gloucestershire this season, so they'll definitely be missing her with the bat.
Yeah, substituted due to concussion in that game against Essex in the County Cup at Colchester. First sign of spin then this afternoon. Prisha Beddy's had a good start to the Derbyshire career. Have a lone player on loan from Essex's academy, 19 years of age. It's going to come around the wicket to the right-handed start. Start's gone down the ground, half a chance again over the head of Tash Allen. They're going to race back for 2. Kuza throws into the bowler's end. Again, the big shots are coming as well. It's the first ball of the over too.
Shows that she's got confidence behind her, coming out with no fears in taking the spin on. But fell a little bit lucky there with it just falling short of the fielder.
Oh, that's a connection this time, and it might be out. Deep mid-wicket takes the catch. No mistake made out on the boundary. Gloucestershire 2 down. Prisha Beddy into the action with a wicket. Looked like a clean connection, but it found the fielder out on the leg side boundary.
I think Derbyshire probably felt that one coming. There'd been a few chances put down and a few that just fell short of fielders, so the ball was definitely up and around for catching opportunities, and that one she managed to find the fielder and pick her straight out.
Georgina Stark gone for 15. Gloucestershire lose another in the power play. And a good catch as well, running in off the boundary. A couple have gone down in the first few overs. I think it was Lauren Kenvin, it's out on the deep mid-wicket fence. There'd have been some pressure on that catch. She did well. So Mega Hearn is next. Beddy continuing around the wicket. Nice start. Well, the off-spinner be looking to come around then to the 2 right-handers. Got that fielder who just took the catch there on the deep mid-wicket boundary.
I guess it's a change of angle, isn't it? Makes the batters have to think about what they're doing with their feet, how they're standing up. Sometimes batters change their foot positions based on whether a bowler's coming over or round. So it just keeps them on their toes and keeps them thinking, especially early on in the game. It's good to keep the batters on their toes.
Driven nicely. When they nearly knock into each other, the two batters running from between the wickets.
That's a nicely timed shot there, and she didn't have to put too much in it, unlike Start, who was trying to just put a bit more power behind it. If she finds the gap with a shot like that, it's going to run away on a ground like this.
Oh, leading edge. Some turn in this pitch, you would imagine. Great over from Betty. Just 4 off it, and the wicket of Georgie Start. 35 for 2, Gloucestershire, after 4 overs.
I think Derbyshire were probably feeling a bit more positive at this point in the game. 2 quick wickets. They're probably looking to take a quick third one here as well, with Beth Slater back with the ball. It's really slowed down Gloucestershire's run rate.
Yeah, first 2 overs went for 12 and then 13. 6 and 4 since then. That's really nicely timed away through the leg side. Races for 4. That's a lovely shot.
My kind of cricket there. Not trying to do anything too silly, go over the top. Just work the gaps. That's all you need to do on a ground like this.
Slater maybe will feel she went just a little too straight onto the pads, but really nicely clipped. Very traditional shot. Now through the offside.
Ooh.
Underneath Adriana Darlow. Shouldn't go for 4. You wouldn't bet against it. No, it's hauled in nicely by Kenvin. Lovely jump when she gets to the crease, Slater. Bowls from a very high release point, actually. There is the train. And that's clipped up and over. And it's the first 6 of the innings. An emphatic shot, timed right out the middle of Pratana Reddy's bat. She moves on to 14. Expensive start to this over.
Looks like Slater's changing our field here, bringing 1 in on the offside and maybe moving 1 back. Oh, she's not. She's just bringing 1 on the offside.
Just bowled a little too straight again there. And
oh, there we go.
yeah. So deep mid wicket. Now on the boundary and a long leg. And then there's a catching mid wicket in as well. Manisha Tennakoon. Wider. Took a bit of pace off as well, Slater. But he had to reach for it and comfortably through to Atherton Gator. It's just the sort of game you'd like as a neutral. Value for runs and then a bit in the pitch as well for the bowlers. Jams in the Yorker on leg stump. Good cricket all round. Short, tennis ball bounce and a non-striker Reddy is sent back. Slater gets out of the over well. 48 for 2 after 5.
I think Slater's got to be a bit careful there. When she's changed her field to bring 1 in on the offside and move 1 out on the leg side, but then we're starting to change her line, and rather than staying with that middle stump line has gone slightly further outside of the off stump, and actually that's given the batter the opportunity to put their hands in it and score 4 on the offside. So I think sometimes bowlers get trapped in that they move their field and then also feel like they need to change their line, but actually you just need to pick one or the other.
And as an opener, that's that's satisfying for you, isn't it? When you play a shot and you see the captain and the bowler start thinking, almost every ball they're reacting. You're almost setting the field yourself, those shots like that. Reddy's quickly moved on to 15. Good fielding again from Darlow.
Really good areas from Betty here. I think spin was a good option to bring on from Derbyshire's point of view.
Yeah, they're without Maria Andrews, very much one of the star players on loan from the Blaze, but with Blaze players being away at the World Cup, falls and bounces short with Kenvin. He took that catch a couple of overs ago, but that's gone for 4. Should be frustrated there, bounced up in front of her. Ready as 4 more. Yeah, Andrews now with the Blaze. Players away at the World Cup, and she played here on Tuesday, bowled beautifully, 2 for 20 with her left arm spin from her full 10 overs against a decent Yorkshire side. It's the Blaze 1. Derbyshire maybe a little shorter of spin options, but Adriana Darlow, very, very capable off-spin bowler, the captain. I was watching Lonsdale on the warm-up as well, and she was bowling leg spin for a good few minutes. They might look to use her potentially. That's beaten Darlow this time. And again, a similar case. 1 boundary to the leg side, 1 through the offside. 50 up for Gloucestershire already. Inside the power play, 56 for 2. Another 4 for Ratana Reddy.
That is a really nice strike there from Reddy. She's really got her wrists through that and pierced the 2 fielders really nicely there.
Goes for the sweep and misses out. Betty would have just been excited for a moment. She could have snuck that under the bat or into the pads. It's the big wicket at the moment. Is Ratana Reddy. People, coaches wandering around looking very tanned as this goes onside. Kenvin again takes the catch. Huge wicket. Huge wicket for Derbyshire. Ratana Reddy is gone. Not after some punishment for the Derbyshire bowlers, but Kenvin, who misfielded earlier on in the over, hangs on this time. She's taken 2 catches in the exact same place. Prisha Betty as a second. 56 for 3.
I think Fran Wilson in the Gloucestershire dugout is going to be telling her batters, as we said earlier, just to get your head on top of the ball. You don't have to go for these big over-the-top shots. You can find the gaps, as we've already talked about earlier today. Find the gaps and you can still get the boundaries without taking the risk of going over the top. And when you've got strong catches like that on the boundary, you're going to get caught out every time.
3 down in the power play. Inexpensive, Derbyshire, but along the way, I mean, they've given Gloucestershire plenty of warnings, haven't they? Then Gloucestershire have got lucky in a few occasions. They've kept swinging. And really, it's been the traditional cricket shots that have worked better than sort of those slogs. There have been 2 slog sweeps, and they've both been caught on the boundary.
Always a fan of the more traditional shots, me.
Getting an insight into your approach. Top of the order. Here is Rhiannon Noling-Davis, taking her cap off, just setting her field. The new batter is Emily Geach, another one on the Glamorgan pathway. So then we're outside of the power play. We've got Long On, who's going to slightly block my view. Tash Allen. She's moving, that's excellent. Deep mid wicket. Deep square and deep cover on the boundary as well. Do not want any balls coming near us in the media tent. That's cut nicely, but there's protection. Cover sweeper. Kenvin will be delighted as well. A couple of those catches going down in the power play, but she took 2 really good ones. Some big wickets. So Betty, both of her wickets caught Kenvin on the deep mid wicket boundary.
These wickets will be helping to keep Derbyshire positive out there in the field. On a warm day like today, you need those regular wickets, don't you, to keep you going.
Emily Geacher, the only left-handed batter in this game. That's into the pads and away down the leg side. Force, there was some bat there. Yeah, Derbyshire without a left-handed batter, and I do think at times it's something they've missed out on, especially with a ground where there's a shorter boundary like there was at Denby last weekend. This is quite even here, but Geach, the only left-handed batter in the game. Starts with 4. Nolan Davis is over the wicket. Heel for LBW. Substantial one. There's then a run-out chance, but the ball is over the head of the batter. I wonder if it was missing leg. Hard to tell from that angle. Nolan Davis been a real star with the ball this season. Took a hat-trick away to Glamorgan. First Falcons women hat-trick. There's a dot ball there.
She's also taken a wicket in every T20 game so far this season, so she'll be hunting for some more today.
Taking the 3 for 3 occasions and then 5 for including a hat-trick. No, sorry, the hat-trick was in the blast. 5 for was in the one-day cup. And there is a wicket. Georgia Else called it. A wicket in every T20 she's played. And there is another one. Gloucestershire 4 down. A Herners to go. And Nolan Davis, she just keeps things so simple with the ball. She attacks the stumps. And she has another wicket through the defences.
Really great bowling from Nolan Davies. You can see why she was named the 2025 Derby Bowler of the Year, and it looks like she's on track to do that again this season with the way that she's bowled.
Good celebration as well. Arms windmilling around. Patel is in next, and well, it's going to be an interesting one because Gloucestershire just need to occupy the crease for a bit. The run rate is excellent, isn't it? But if they keep getting pegged back, they're not going to back out the 20 overs.
Yeah, they need to work on building a partnership here and just steadying the ship a little bit, I think. And that was probably the message that's gone out to the batters here.
I'm sure both social media admins are incredibly busy. Gloucestershire and Derbyshire, it's all been happening. So Izzy Patel is from Bristol, part of the Western Storm Academy back in the day. She trained with Danny Gibson and Lauren Filer. I have to talk about Fran Wilson, Georgia, if you want to share your story. You're going to share it with her later, that's the big thing.
My embarrassing story. Back from school, running in saying, "You play cricket for England, don't you?"
Nolan Davis to end her first over. It's left alone, but it fumbled by the wicket-keeper, and again, extras harming Derbyshire. 4 byes. And the over 66 for 4 after 7.
Just need to tighten up on extras here a little bit, don't they, Derbyshire? They're doing really well in terms of the wickets. Obviously, the run rate may be a little bit higher than what they want it to be at this point. But if they can keep taking wickets and don't have Gloucestershire batting for the full 20 overs, it doesn't really matter if they're keeping them down in terms of the wickets and not having them at the crease.
10 extras already. 4 byes, 1 leg bye, 5 wides. Here is the captain, Adriana Darlow, with her off spin. She's another one who can come around the wicket, and she's going to do so. Work for Prisha Bedi. She's bowling to the left-hander. It's in the air momentarily. Out to the cover boundary for a single. Darlow's from Barnsley. You can hear a thick Yorkshire accent when she's out in the field. Yes, Puffing Billy, the train, celebrating an anniversary. I can't remember if it was 100 years, 50 years, maybe even have been longer, but that's this summer. It's left alone. Darlow over the wicket. It's the right-handed Patel. Tosses that one up, hit down the ground. They're going to chance the single. Can't have been far away. Good fielding by Emily Hughes.
Good bit of pressure from the batters on the fielder there, but if that hit, potentially a run out.
Hughes was close as well. Mid off. No run this time. It's Nolan Davis doing the fielding. Good crowd here at Queen's Park. That train could get off-putting for a batter or a bowler. Sometimes it joins in with an LBW appeal. I'm waiting for the day a batter pulls out facing a delivery because that horn is tooted. Using her feet, dancing down the ground. That's bobbled up as well in front of the fielder at mid-off. Good over from Darlow, though. 4 singles off it, and they're 74-4 after 8.
I was going to say, surely they're continuing with Nolan Davies after her last over here.
It's quite a noisy ground, actually, because we are quite near the centre of Chesterfield. There's often traffic going past. Full, not timed. Tennakoon is in close at mid-wicket. Oh, outside edge. Was there an outside edge, or was it just fumbled by Afton Gator? Hard from our angle. Also have a fielder in the way, which isn't helping. I think that was just missed by the batter. As is that. Hard work for Afton Gator, stood up to the stumps, but gets her body in behind it.
She's a very dangerous bowler, isn't she? She really attacks the stumps. You can see with her field set and with the bit of movement that she's getting down to the leg side. If that just goes wrong and they clip it, she's got 2 fielders on the boundary covering that, which is good to see.
Just dabbed 3 point in front of Lonsdale. As Georgia predicted, that run rate just settling down a little bit. These two trying to get themselves in. Patel 3 off 8, Geach 6 off 5. Obviously trying to control these middle overs. Or the, what is it the World Cup calling, the consolidation phase? They've got these new names. Clipped nicely, very fine. And they're going to run on the misfield and come back for 2. Leg byes. I should say our commentary angle, we're at long off at the minute for the left-hander. Nolan Davis is in from the pavilion end here at Queen's Park. That just lands short of Darlow. They've had a closer mid-wicket than that at times as well. Another quiet over though from a Gloucestershire perspective. 73 for 4.
That's really strong from Nolan Davies. Be interesting to see if they keep her on for a third or whether they save her for a little bit later in the game. But she's in good form at the moment. I'd probably give her a third over there on the bounce and see if she can break through with another wicket here.
Kenbin's bowled 1, Tennakoon 1, Slater 2. This is Darlow's second. Lovely use of the feet. That's a really strong shot. Patel through extra cover for 4 runs and it just lifts a little bit of pressure.
I don't think Darlow can be too disappointed with that. That was really nice footwork from the batter there. Just meeting the pitch of the ball and able to strike it straight through the fielders on the offside.
Solid defence. First forward defence I think we've seen today. Use the feet again. Strong running. How did your mindset, I guess, change opening the batting then for T20 cricket? Once you get out of the power play, is it natural that, you know, you slow things down almost a little bit?
I don't think you want to slow things down too much, because by that point you should really be seeing the ball better, should be timing it better. And even though you've got the extra fielder out, you know that you've got one to them every time. So in some ways, perhaps you're not going for the boundaries so much, but in terms of rotating the strike, it makes it a lot easier. That is a great strike.
Just not quite timed, but starting to use the feet a little bit more, aren't they, these two batters? Darlow finding a bit of turn and bounce. Sunglasses on.
I think stumpins are in the game here now.
You're going to call it, aren't you? Here's Darlow. No. Solid defence. She's heard you.
Not that one.
Can't have it all. 80 for 4 after 10. Just 1 wicket after the power play. Only 24 runs. On the power play, they were 56 for 3. Batters dismissed. Monday for 12, start for 15, ready for 23, and Ahern for 2. Top order all got starts. Here's Nolan Davies, another solid defence. Certainly a different mindset the way these two are going about their business now.
Yeah, I think at this point they need to start building a partnership, and that's why they've just slowed things down a little bit, just to try and settle and build things back up again.
Driven nicely past Nolan Davies. It's another dot ball.
You're going to have to walk right.
Strong crowd here. There's a couple more Derbyshire women fixtures to come next weekend as well at the Central Co-op County Ground. Lovely drive, good fielding by Darlow. They'll run and take a single, so that's very good cricket all round. A couple of games next weekend. Friday evening, 6:30 p.m. Derbyshire against Kent, and Sunday 2:30 p.m. Derbyshire against Leicestershire, your old side.
Looking forward to that one.
An East Midlands derby. Oh, it's a lovely ball from Nolan Davies. Moral victory for the bowler. 4 runs for the batter. Geach, lovely line and length, induced the outside edge. But Geach gets 4.
That's a very no-risk shot, that. I think that's what they're going for at the moment. Let's stop the risky shots and just, as I say, try and settle a bit more.
Shorter in length, and they'll come free for a single. Nice breeze now drifting across Queen's Park. Nice drive, Darlow gets a hand to it. She's having a good day in the field so far, the captain. That's exactly what you want from your skipper. Such an important position, extra cover. End of the over, 87 for 4. In the T20 World Cup, nearly 10 overs gone, West Indies 52 for 3 against Ireland. And the Test match, England 9 down now, 354 for 9. They trail New Zealand by 84 runs. Did feel for those bowlers. Day one.
Ball from the left end, Prisha Betty.
So Prisha Betty back on. So a lot of off spin from the lake end so far. Use of the feet. And there's how to pick the gap. She knew the fielder was at long on, and there was a gap between long on and deep mid wicket, a big gap. Good 40 yards or so, and nice use of the feet to find the boundary.
Both of these batters doing nicely in terms of moving their feet, and feet looking very comfortable in doing that. I think sometimes batters can get a bit stuck in their crease, but actually it does make it a lot easier for you if you move towards the ball.
Rotated strike well, these two. And also they can afford to go and take more singles because of the good power play that was laid down. Even though the wickets were lost, 56 for 3 is still a very good power play score.
Yeah, here they just, to be honest, they just need to look to rotate the strike and do that nicely, and of course you'll get those bad balls that you can put away and find a boundary from as well, so it all adds up.
Sweep on the full, lands in front of Darlow on square leg boundary. Pinged off the middle of the bat. There's a low full toss in the end. Down the pitch again. Just a single this time. I wonder if Betty might look to negate that foot movement. Maybe fire one in. And you go the other way and bowl one a little bit wider and toss it up. Nicely bowled. It's a reward. It's a dot ball. In the air, past Noeling Davis at mid-wicket. And Cusa has to run enough for them to come back for 2. 96 for 4 after 12.
I think these two are just starting to build something quite nice here, although now I've said that. Commentators curse. But yeah, they're going quite nicely, rotating the strike, finding that boundary every, even one boundary and over is enough if you're getting 1s and 2s on the other balls, and the extras obviously also in play here as well. Derbyshire already given away a few extras earlier on in the game.
From the pavilion end, Beth Slater.
Slater returns from the pavilion end. Gloucestershire, an eye-catching yellow and black. Should say their player profiles on the website, which myself and Claire can be critical of when there's not much information. Gloucestershire's is top notch, actually, Georgia. I'm sure you've used them as well. Goes for the scoop, gets it fine. It's one of those shots I'm glad I'm not on the radio for, because you can see it for yourself. But it's gone down to the boundary for 4. Bit of invention.
That was well adjusted there, last minute. Often when people go for the scoop, they can sometimes get caught, but she's actually watched that really nicely to be able to just adjust herself at the last moment, and has done well to score 4 off that.
It's almost a sweep, isn't it? Scoop, sweep. Just turning the bat nicely. She's gone again. Oh, she's done it again. Almost identical. Well, I think Derbyshire might have to get a fine leg on the boundary. Norling Davis, her fellow seamer, is going to have a chat with Slater. Tell us back-to-back boundaries.
Trying to see the field changes that they're making here.
It's one of those where you wonder if you're watching a replay, but it is in front of you. It's so similar. There's a wide fine leg. The feeling will be she won't do it again. Will she? No, goes for the cut shot instead. Gets a single.
I mean, if it's a shot she's comfortable with, it's not a bad idea to go for it again, because you're still, if you get it fine enough, you're still probably going to get 2 down to the boundary there. It's quite a long way down there. So if you don't put too much on it, you can probably still get 2 for it, which will still tick the score up nicely.
Yeah, that fielder is very wide as well when he was on the fine leg boundary, and if you go for the straight, more conventional scoop, then it's 4. So the left-hander Geach on strike now. Fine leg comes in the ring. 3rd on the boundary. Square leg, deep mid-wicket, deep cover. And Darlow's come round to reinforce the extra cover position in the ring. Full from Slater. Given wide. Here's something. Give the pad. Another one where one fielder's shouted. Full. Another wide. It's going to frustrate Derbyshire. The extras mounting up again. It's a hard end to bowl from because there's just a little bit of a hill almost, and you run into bowl from this end via the stumps at the non-striker's end. Probably not visible on the stream, but there's a bit of an incline. Round the wicket comes Slater. That's right on the money. Good response.
I think that's a good call from Slater. If you're struggling to find your line a little bit, just come round the wicket. It's as simple as that. It changes the angle that the ball's coming down at, and it gives the batter something to think about as well.
Big cue for the ice cream van away to our left, no surprise. It's hold of that, but no run. Derbyshire's fielding has been good on the whole. A couple of drop catches in the power play, but Kenvin took 2 good ones off the bowling of Beddy. The ring fielding, Georgia, has been impressive. Rocket of a throw there from Lonsdale in off the boundary.
Yeah, and I think the ring fielding on a pitch like this is so important as well, because there was some of those that Darlow stopped that, had she have not got a hand to them, would have carried away for 4 quite easily. So she did really well to get down to both of those, dive into her left-hand side.
Darlow returns to bowl their 3rd over.
From the lake end, Adriana Darlow.
We've had 6 consecutive overs of off spin from this end. Another wide though. Leg side again. A lot of work for the fielder to do. And the ball's going to slowly win the race. A little too leg side from Darlow. And Geach helped herself. Steadied herself in the crease.
There's been 15 extras so far from Derbyshire today. So it is costing them.
Nicely bowled from Darlow. Use of the feet, big shot, down the ground. Lonsdale giving chase, can't get there, straight as they come. 4 more to Geach. Gloucestershire moving on a little quicker now, 50 partnership between these two.
It's always a safe shot if you go as straight as that. There's very rarely a fielder that's going to be as straight as that. And you've almost guaranteed yourself 4 runs every time. If in the nets, if you can train and make that a really strong shot of yours and one of your strengths, then there's always a release shot if you are starting to feel the pressure of 4 runs down there.
Gloucestershire, who were 66 for 4, and these two came together. Did a 50 partnership. They batted really well, picked the gaps, played some sensible shots, settled things down, but kept these Derbyshire bowlers under pressure as well. Drinks have been run out to the 2 batters, have been much needed. Took a while for Derbyshire to retrieve that ball.
It's definitely the partnership that Gloucestershire have needed. They can probably start to look to push on a bit now. Both batters in their 20s and starting to time the ball quite nicely. So they can probably start to look to really apply the pressure onto Derbyshire now.
Swing and a miss from Geach. Well bowled from Darlow, who last year I remember her bowling sort of quite quick and quite flat. She seems to be giving it a little bit more flight and a chance to turn more this year. She does there, but again it's just too straight. Work on the boundary. Ball wins again. Prisha Bedi couldn't get there. An expensive over. There's a 3rd boundary already. Sweep is a really effective option because there's no one behind square. The sole left-hander in either side is causing some problems. Better line, hit down the ground. There's a misfield, and Lonsdale trying to mop up. This is all Gloucestershire at the moment. 4th boundary of the over to end it. 125 for 4.
You can really see the shift in the Derbyshire players right now. They were, when we started, they were very loud out on the field. I know it's warm out there today, but their heads have started to drop with this partnership. A lot of them are staying quite quiet. This is where you need the captain to start saying, right girls, we need to create a bit more pressure out here. We need to be loud, create a bit more positivity, support our bowlers.
Hard though there for the captain also because, you know, she's under the pump there as well. It's hard for her to set that example.
Yeah.
Phoebe's got a fan out, a traditional paper fan, our producer this afternoon. Looking very stylish. Yeah, we'll have a bit of fanning. But luckily we are out of the sun in this tent. It's erected here every year for the Chesterfield Festival. Kenbin's back on from the pavilion end. Have a nice drive. Have you been working this week in the heat wave, staying cool?
Yes, thankfully I work in a very nice air-conned office.
Excellent.
Although the London tube is less enjoyable in
Yeah.
a heat wave like this.
made the mistake of going for a haircut yesterday, and as soon as I walked in, I just apologised to my barber because they're not open next week, and I needed one done. And we had regular breaks. It took longer than it usually would. Coming over the wicket. There's another one down the leg side. Called wide again. Just isn't much experience in this Derbyshire bowling attack. That is the simple truth. Nolan Davies, almost one of the more senior figures at 21. Kenvin is 18. She's gone round the wicket. She's been hit hard down the ground. Geach is flying. She has 4 more. Moves to 32. Darlow trying to encourage her bowler, but Derbyshire bowling attack. Slater's 22, Nolan Davies 21, Betty 19, the wicketkeeper Atherton Gator is 18, Darlow 24, Tennakoon 17, Kenvin 18. Jess Coos, the opening batter, the oldest in the side at 32. Kenvin bangs that in short. First time we've seen a short ball. It was a good one as well. Come through for a single. Short ball caused a load of problems in the 50 over game here on Tuesday. There were a couple of hook shots that nearly resulted in wickets. That was a nice move from Kenvin. Maybe didn't get up quite as she'd have liked. Just keeping the batters on their toes. Patel back on strike. Back of a length. For thick edge down to the 3rd boundary.
I think that's something I'd like to see more of from these Derbyshire bowlers. Variation. Whether it's a shorter ball, whether it's out the back of the hand. I think it just is another option if your stop ball isn't working.
Round the wicket. Shorter again. Again, maybe not quite as short as she'd like. It allows Geach to hit through the line.
And I also suppose those variations are something that comes with experience, and as you've pointed out, it's such a young side that they probably need to learn what their variation is and how that works for them.
Been a couple of bowlers I noticed this season. They seem to, got the back of the hand slower ball. It's almost like a leg break, and they seem to have added that to their arsenal. There's a good short ball from Kenvin. Dot ball gets out of the over, well bowled. 134 for 4 after 15. But also, it's the lack of time to train as well is the difficult thing. When we're looking at Tier 2, if you're on loan from a Tier 1 county, you have a little bit more, but then the other side of that is you barely see your Tier 2 teammates apart from on game day. But if you're a Tier 2 player not on loan, how much time do you actually get to work on things over the winter and then execute it in these moments, or do you fall back on what you know? It's very difficult to do. .54 runs from the last 5 overs. Nolan Davies has changed ends. Derbyshire need to stem the flow here into the death overs.
I think this is a good call from Derbyshire. Try and slow the run rate down. See if Nolan Davies can break through with another wicket today.
It's a final over. Big hit. Leg side, but it's taken. It looked good off the bat. A couple have today. But these are decent-sized boundaries here at Queen's Park, and Prisha Bedi hangs on to the catch. It's another big shot off the first ball of an over. Geach goes a really well-made 39.
And that's exactly what Derbyshire were looking for with that bowling change. Nolan Davies, I think that's her 11th wicket in the T20 so far this season, surpassing her 7 wickets in the T20 competition last season. She really is one of Derbyshire's strongest bowlers and takes the wickets when they need them.
Emily Geach with a well-deserved round of applause. Former Cornwall and Western Storm Parfait player. Here's Melissa Story. Of course, a commentator on Test Match Special. Very annoying to prove that commentators can also be good at cricket. No offence, Georgia, that's more me speaking about myself there. But Melissa Story comes in at 7.
I'll remember that for later.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of Melissa Story on the radio. Haven't seen her play, so this will be good. Facing her in form, Rhiannon Knowling-Davis. Gets off the mark rather unconvincingly. Could push for 2, but she's just going to get out the other end. Knowling-Davis, a real star performer these last 2 seasons. As Georgia points out, bowler of the year for Derbyshire last year and breaking all sorts of milestones now. 5 for a hat-trick already this year. Oh, was that put down behind the stumps?
Can't see the angle on it from here.
No. Have a look in the stream now. The stream is conveniently a few seconds behind. Again, behind the wicketkeeper, hard to tell. Prodded into the offside. They're going to just be watchful and think see this over off from Knowling-Davis. Rightly so.
Yeah, I think in the last over of a strong bowler like Knowling-Davis, you've just got to see it out sometimes.
Well, she skips down the track there, thick inside edge. No run. Over 1,000 people tuning in, which is great to see. We are the only domestic game on today with the T20 World Cup, the Test Series going on as well, so good bit of scheduling. Next Sunday we're competing with the World Cup final, so if no one's there, you'll know why. And of course we are free to air, which I think the World Cup final might be as well, to be fair, rightly so. Could push for 2 here, it's into a little pocket on the onside, but good pressure in, running in Kenvin, who loses her hat. Really good over from Knowling-Davis. 2 runs and a wicket off it. She ends 4 overs, 2 for 15. On a day where Derbyshire have been under a bit of pressure from these Gloucestershire batters. Outstanding from Knowling-Davis.
Yeah, another very strong performance from her today. I think she'll be very pleased with herself, and I'm sure her teammates will be thankful with the breakthrough wickets that she got today.
Well, that on your screen now says it all. The worm. Very fast power play, and then Derbyshire pushing back that partnership between Geach and Patel through the middle orders, keeping Gloucestershire keeping Gloucestershire ticking over. And now they look to aim a strong finish. A good game of cricket so far. Kenvin's 3rd over. Full toss, low full toss in the end, looking for the Yorker, quite floaty. That's a horrible throw back to her from Militia Tenakoon. Bit more encouragement now from the Derbyshire fielders. Shorter, straight to Tash Allen, who's put the catch down. They'll run through for a quick single. Another catch goes down. Allen just didn't look like she picked it up immediately. It was almost a stutter.
Yeah, she didn't look like she was expecting that. I think either was thinking that it was going to go straight over her head or along the ground, and didn't perhaps expect it to come straight to her there.
Down as at least the 3rd drop in this innings. Yeah, just slow to get moving there, Tash Allen. Short. What? It's a proper short ball. It's a wide, but I don't think Kenville or her side will mind that too much. Melissa Story in the firing line. Do have two fielders out on that hook shot as well. She looks to take it on. She does. Up in the air from Story. Settling underneath it. Another catch goes down. Two in a row. They'll push back for two. The plan was there. It's so frustrating for Kenvin. That's exactly what she was looking for. The shot out to the fielder on the square leg boundary was in the air for a while and the catch went down.
I think that's always frustrating from a bowling point of view when you execute your plan perfectly and unfortunately the fielder puts it down there. They were practicing their boundary riding catching earlier and looked like they were taking them all quite cleanly, so I think she'll be disappointed with that one out there.
Full and slow, good variation. Quick single taken. Hard for a bowler now. He created those chances. Both really should have been taken. One at mid-on, one at deep square. Now this is a chance. Is it going to fall short? It is. No blame attached there. Noeline Davis got moving as quickly as she could. So many shots today falling between fielders as well, particularly early on, but this is a really good over from Kenvin.
I'm starting to wonder if Gloucestershire have been practicing how to just make it fall short of a fielder. Not quite sure how you practice that in the nets, but
there is an art. Chance gone. Darlow takes the catch. Story has to depart. The final ball of the 17th over, and Kenvin, well, she deserved that and more. She gets Melissa Story for 4. Strong catch. It flew straight to Adriana Darlow. Sometimes those are almost easier because you have no time to think about it. Unlike the other two, Darlow just had to get behind the ball, clasped her hands together. Story's gone. 142 for 6.
yeah, she kept really strong base in that catch as well, which is always important to not find yourself on one foot or weight going one way or the other. But she kept really strong in that. I think Gloucestershire are probably going to want to start pushing for 160 probably here is what they're talking and aiming for, I'd imagine. And they've got a few wickets in hand, so they can kind of, with only three overs left, they can kind of keep pushing on with the trying to find the boundaries here. I think that's probably their game plan at this point.
It's Caitlin Belcher. She's come in before Liv Daniels, but Belcher hit 30 of 19 as an injury sub in that defeat to Essex in the County Cup on Sunday. So perhaps they're looking at that, the power hitting abilities. Darlow back on. And a few of these two batters, and you'll be looking to use your feet again. She's over the wicket. Yes, they do. Patel skipping down. Just a single. Lonsdale, the slight misfield, gets away with it. Check in on the T20 World Cup. Ireland doing well. West Indies 95 for 5 with 4 overs to go. And in the Test match, England have an early breakthrough. New Zealand 4 for 1. No info on it yet, but it's come through on the BBC. In the air, behind the fielder at point. It's just going to be another game though where Derbyshire, if they don't get over the line, they're going to be looking at the fielding, the drop catches in particular. The bowling effort has been really good. Apart from those extras, use of the feet again. Ball goes nowhere. Tom Latham LBW to Jofra Archer. New Zealand 88 in front in their second innings. Yeah, Ireland looking for their first win, the T20 World Cup. Going well. This is in the air. It's over the head of Lonsdale. Second 6 of the innings. Down towards the train and the lake at Queen's Park. And a big shot from Izzy Patel.
It's an excellently timed shot, that. she did well to get it over the top of the fielder as well. Anything shorter could have been caught.
Flatter from Darlow, dot ball. Flat again and missed everything. Running down in front of us. Two fielders giving chase. Prisha Betty does well to keep it down to 2. I think that's another catch that's been missed, this time behind the stumps. Yeah, missed stumping or perhaps even an edge there. Not easy for young Matilda Atherton-Gator behind the stumps. Lauren Kenvin is racing on to bowl. 152 for 6. Perhaps with the cut-off time in mind. 19th over. Anything over 170 is going to look a really imposing total, you have to say. The pitch not an easy one to bat on. Kenvin to bowl out then, the penultimate over, 1 for 27 her figures. Back of a length again. False shot, and it's fallen short of the wicket keeper. Atherton-Gator would have been a really good catch.
She did well to make so much ground there. It was, it looked like it was falling completely in the gap away from everyone, but she did well to even get close to that one.
Kenvin's found a real weapon here, hasn't she? These shorter balls. Goes again, missed. Not signalled wide as well and correctly, so Kenvin has the dot ball against Belcher. Yeah, she's skipping back to her marks. They must have a cut-off time in mind, otherwise you have to bring another fielder into the circle. Full this time into the pads. Always like to see that when you're bowling short, throw in the odd fuller delivery as well. Kenvin is running back again with a smile on her face. One leg by, 155 for 6. Full again and punished down the ground. Rolls up into just next to where the Gloucestershire side are all sitting. Just a little too easy there for Patel to hit through the line of the ball. She has 44, 2 balls left in the over. Shorter didn't get up at all though, into the pitch, race through for a single.
I am liking that Kenvin's using her variation balls. They're creating so many opportunities for her, so I like that she's just carrying on, trying to get something from it.
Final ball of the 19th. Short again, Belcher's muscled this one away in front of Prisha Betty for 4 runs. Good strong shot. 164 for 6 with an over to go.
Yeah, you can see the change in tempo from the Gloucestershire batters here. They're just trying to find every boundary they can now. I think there was obviously that phase in the middle of the game where they were just trying to rotate the strike, whereas now it's the boundaries that they want to find, and the rotation of strike is kind of a plan B as opposed to a plan A.
So just another short ball, maybe chest height. It's a little easier to be able to play that pull shot. So final over. Derbyshire just working out who's going to bowl it. Maybe Prisha Betty's off spin. I think it is. Looking at their options, Slater has 1 more. Tennakoon's only bowled 1. Well, the second over of the innings, only bowled that.
From the lake end, Prisha Betty.
So it's going to be off spin to finish. Interesting decision, Georgia.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised at that. But let's see what she can do.
Slater bowled 3 overs, 1 for 31. It's at the wicket of Monday. So Betty around the wicket. I'm sure you're going to have to make sure this field is correct here because she's going to use her feet. Patel comes down, hits that straight to extra cover, a little sloppy.
They've obviously decided they want to keep pace off and make the batters generate the power behind the ball. I think that's always a tactic, particularly in the women's game.
So Belcher is long on the fence, but mid-off is in the ring. In the air. It's gone halfway down the pitch. Betty underneath it, takes a good catch off her own bowling. On a day of some drops for Derbyshire, the catches they've taken have been really solid. Betty clings on there, it's her third of the afternoon. And they've kept pegging Gloucestershire back. Here's the captain, Liv Daniels. Great work there from Betty.
Yeah, and that goes back to what we talked about in terms of making the batter have to try and generate that power, and sometimes if you don't time it right, it just goes straight up, and that's exactly what's happened there.
So 4 balls left in the final over, 165 for 7. Betty continuing around the wicket, hit straight back to her. She can keep this under 170. Derbyshire will be very pleased. Came here last year, they made 158 all out in reply to 187 of Worcestershire. Driven nicely straight to extra cover, just rolls that along the floor. Smart decision, not risking any overthrows. But it does mean Patel is back on strike, 46 of 40. 2 left in the over. Can she get a half century and a well-deserved one here? Short third in the ring. Patel comes down. Chance for that fielder at short third, taken by Tennakoon. Superb final over this from Prisha Bedi. 2 wickets, 2 runs with a ball to go. And Izzy Patel has to march back to the pavilion for a very well-made 46.
That was an excellent field change from Derbyshire there. They've just moved Tennakoon into that position, and she's been found pretty much perfectly there.
A well-deserved round of applause for Izzy Patel, who's played beautifully, anchored the innings nicely. 47 of 41, 5 fours and 1 6.
Incoming batter, Alice Bird.
Alice Bird comes to the crease. Gloucestershire 8 down. 1 ball to face. Can they get up to 170?
It's almost like a free hit, this, isn't it, if you've got 1 ball to face?
Bird's hit this a long way. It is indeed a free hit. It's out into the seats. It's gone for 6. And her teammates to our left have absolutely loved that. Bird takes Gloucestershire to 172 for 8 off their 20 overs. It's the third 6 of the innings. 1 ball, 1 6. Easy as that.
She made that look easy, didn't she? Timed that so nicely, considering it was the first ball that she faced. Hadn't really had a chance or an opportunity to get her eye in, and just went, bosh, have that one.
So Derbyshire need 173 to win. It's a tough task off their 20 overs. It's an excellent final over from Prisha Bedi. Rather spoiled by that big 6 from Alice Bird of the final ball of the innings. So Gloucestershire post 172 for 8. There have been runs and there have been wickets all the way through the innings. And through the scorecard, Monday made 12, Start 15, Ready 23, Ahern 2, Geach 38, Patel 46. That was the big partnership. Story 4, Belcher 7, Daniels 1 not out, and Bird 6 of 1. Wicket apiece for Lauren Kenvin and Beth Slater, 2 for 15 for Noeline Davis, 4 for 29 for the excellent Prisha Bedi. So some good efforts in there for all of the Derbyshire bowling attack. And a few catches going down, Georgia, could prove costly.
Definitely, and with the extras as well, I think Derbyshire have got a few things to work on and take away from this game. But then there were also a few really good catches in there as well that they'll definitely take in their stride.
So Jess Cusa, who made some runs here last year, she will resume things in around 10 minutes' time with Emily Hughes opening the batting. Tough test for this Derbyshire side. We'll be back in 10 minutes or so. Welcome back to Queen's Park, where Derbyshire Falcons women need 173 from their 20 overs to beat Gloucestershire in the Vitality Blast. Very entertaining first innings where wickets kept falling but the runs kept coming. Izzy Patel top scoring with 46 of 41. Emily Geach assisting her nicely with 38 from 27. Pick of the bowlers, Prisha Bedi 4 for 29 and Rhiannon Nolan-Davis 2 for 15. She particularly impressed you.
Yeah, she bowled very, very well today, and I know she's had a great couple of seasons for Derbyshire, but it's always good to see a bowler in form, taking wickets when the team needs it. Always useful for the rest of her teammates to help build morale, especially on a warm day out there today.
So just Kuza and Emily Hughes are carded to open up. Fran Lonsdale is out there going through some batting drills as well. Kuza, who, because she's a physio of Nottinghamshire's men's team, doesn't play every game for Derbyshire because of those commitments, but she's set to go today. Last year she made 65 of 42 against Worcestershire here in a blast defeat. Also in June 2025. I'm a Lancashire player. She could be key here because we saw some real power in that Gloucestershire side actually right from the get-go. It didn't always come off, but they were swinging the bat. Two umpires back out then. Gloucestershire in their huddle. And the sun out. A good crowd at Queen's Park, over 500 in, at least. Gloucestershire making their way back out onto the field then in their yellow and black. To Derbyshire openers Kuza and Hughes set to get the chase going. What will they have learned from how Gloucestershire went about their innings? I guess the good and the bad.
I think Gloucestershire showed that partnerships are so important, and that middle partnership and the partnership towards the end as well just shows that that's how you can really build on something. If you've got nothing to build on, it makes your life very difficult, but also those coming in after you have nothing to go with either and can't come out here with confidence. So actually working in partnerships, building something, and then when a wicket falls, it's easier for the new batter to come in and really build on that again, and allows them to also come out with more confidence and not feeling the pressure too much.
So you're listening to Freddie Cardy and Georgia Ralph on the Derbyshire live stream. We'll be back again on Friday and Sunday. Derbyshire taking on Kent. I think they're still the Spitfires. I can never keep up. A few teams have abandoned their nicknames the last couple of years. And then the Leicestershire Foxes. So Kuza to face. First over from the Lake End. Kuza, the tall figure, listen to the Gloucestershire fielders. It's a lot easier at the start of an innings to be that vocal. She'll face some spin around the wicket. That's the order of today. And they get started with a dot ball.
I know Derbyshire are probably going to be feeling the pressure with a score of 170, over 170, especially with the run that they've had so far this season.
Kuza clips that one nicely. They'll come through for a very quick single. Keeper couldn't get hold of it. Georgina Starr. The bowler is Captain Liv Daniels, her off spin. Here's Emily Hughes, who's on the Blazers pathway, signed this year from Notts. Just held that one back a little bit, did Daniels. Be able to get through for one. One by. Kuza standing tall in her stance, Reverse sweep, missed. Brave shot in the first over.
That's very early to be playing a shot like that, but she has seen a gap there, and if it is a shot that she feels confident with, then I suppose why not?
Perhaps one of those where it's good to take a ball on leg stump and play it through point. That's a great delivery. Because actually there's no room to go back and cut when the off spinner's around the wicket, so she's trying to create that room herself. Dropping those hands and playing the reverse sweep. One ball left in the first over. There it is again, it's been missed. Goodness me. Treading a fine line, 2 for no loss.
I think it shows that Derbyshire have probably had a chat in the changing room and said, let's not allow our previous fixtures and results to get to us here. 170 is obviously a big target, but let's not feel the pressure of it. Let's go out there and play our cricket, and that looks like what these two are starting to do, although it isn't going brilliantly for them so far in that first over. But maybe just take a couple of overs to start seeing the ball nicely and timing it well before playing shots like that.
What I've seen of Jess Kuzer, her strength is her power. Almost not those shots as much. Her trademark shot is the one over mid-wicket. She's got some real power. Alice Bird, who hit that 6 of the final ball of the innings. Uni down your way, studying media and communications at Loughborough. A couple of the Derbyshire players, there's cricketers of every woman's side who are at Loughborough. Such is its importance in the sporting world. Full delivery, struck on the pads, big shout. Umpire says no. Maybe high. Eleven wickets in a debut season last year, Alice Bird. She was on the Western Storm pathway. Yeah, doing too much actually. Swung a long way. Missing leg stump. Full again, not quite timed from Hughes.
I think that's what can sometimes happen when you feel the pressure of a big score. You come out and try and overhit it, and that makes your timing go. It looks like she tried to overhit that, whereas we've seen in the first innings that actually sometimes if you just time it nicely with soft hands, it can actually run away on a pitch like this.
Yeah, if you pick the gap, you get 4 more often than not. Excellent start from Bird. The run rate climbing above 9 already. It's the loudest Queen's Park has been all week. And that includes when Shoaib Bashir came on as a substitute fielder. And he makes plenty of noise, but a lot of encouragement for Alice Bird. Full. In the air between the fielders. Well, that's been a trend today. Hughes should get back for a couple. She's off the mark. 5th delivery she's faced. Derbyshire will just hope this innings doesn't get away from them early. The last few, they've been chasing big totals and they've almost just had to consolidate to batting the innings out in a couple of big defeats. Again, some in-swing out the hand for Bird. Of course, 4 points up for grabs here. That would move Gloucestershire level with Worcestershire, who are 5th. And Derbyshire could go up to 6th, leapfrogging Gloucestershire in the process. So plenty to play for. Turned away through square leg for a single by Hughes. Over number 2 has 1 ball left. Of course, we just have the one small scoreboard at Chesterfield, so you either try and count or you play along with the YouTube live stream, which is a bit behind. It's a real highlight of the season coming here. 5,000 people in tomorrow. Can't picture it when you sit here now, so it's driven and not timed. 5 for no loss after 2.
I have been thinking, I wouldn't like to have the job of putting all the chairs out here.
Well, especially on the bank to our left when people just move them around to, put them under the trees and then they sort of end up sprawled out over the week. It's a big effort moving everything from Derby. I don't know where the chairs come from, but so many things are moved from Derby, all these advertising boards in front of us. This tent has to be assembled. After the T20 tomorrow is a big sort of pack down operation. I don't know how the whole team do it, but it's a tremendous effort to get this week of cricket on every single year. Driven down the ground. There's a strong shot. Emily Hughes is the first boundary of Derbyshire's reply.
That was a really nicely timed shot. And it just shows on a pitch like this how that can run away. She seems to be waiting for the ball to come onto her bat a bit more here. A few of her earlier shots, she was playing a little bit early to it, head in the sky. But actually just waiting for it to come onto the bat and rolling your wrist through it can sometimes do you a lot better.
Some of the biggest power hitters will tell you head position is the most important thing in batting. Swept. Picks out the fielder. Playing under your eyes. Playing with a nice still head. I watched a sort of Alice Capsey masterclass the other day, and the first thing she said was how still she keeps her head is the real key in how she sort of developed her game the last couple of years. And she hits it a long way. Goes back, does Hughes, beats the bat. Not for the first time, Liv Daniels.
There's also been a lot of talk in recent years about back lift as well, and kind of using it as a pendulum to help create power.
Using the feet, clipped nicely. Sorry, Georgia.
I was going to say Tammy Beaumont is an excellent example of how to use the pendulum effect to create power in your shots.
A lot of moving parts of Tammy Beaumont, aren't there? Kuza with that lower back lift back in her crease. It's hard to tell from this angle, but these all look like they're shaving off stump. They're probably not, but every ball looks like you're just expecting the bails to go. Daniels for a really tight line. Kuza just one run. Goes for the sweep. Missing leg. End of the over. She's really struggling to get going here. Kuza 1 of 8. 10 for no loss.
I think Derbyshire are just trying a bit too hard to find the boundaries. We talked in the first innings about actually ones and twos can add up quite quickly, and we talked at the beginning of this innings about building a partnership and the importance of that. And actually sometimes you just need to rotate the strike, give each batter an opportunity to see the ball in, get their eye in, get their timing, and then you can start finding the boundaries after that. So I think Derbyshire need to just be a little bit more patient here in waiting for those bad balls.
Nicely played. And again, a quick single. Bird continuing. Thin clouds in the sky, but another sunny day at Queen's Park. A little more pleasant than the last few days of this heat wave. Lovely cricketing conditions. There's the big shot. Landing in front of Belcher. Who's just really struggling to time it at the minute. Run rate climbing towards 10. Just hit her high on the bat, it looked like there. She released the shackles. What do you do now if you're Jess Kuza? 1 of 10 opening the batting, chasing a big target.
I think she's got to change her plan here. You can see again, she's trying to really put her hands through it, but has no timing there at all. I think she needs to look for how can she relieve the pressure by just finding ones or twos. There's a big gap down at square leg. How can she get it across there?
Swipes this one away in front of square on the onside. Doesn't look happy with herself. But getting some nice shape in towards these right-handers. 11 right-handers in the Derbyshire lineup. Full and in the air, flashes away behind point. Hughes has her second boundary.
That's really nice from Hughes. She's used the face of her bat to do most of the work there, just opened her wrists up to find the gap there. Sometimes if you can go too strong with your wrists, you kind of hit it straight to a fielder, but she's allowed her wrist to open up there and, as I say, use the face of the bat to find the gap.
Ends the over of a dot ball, 16 for none after 4. Derbyshire's task is mounting in front of them.
Yeah, I think the two batters here are probably starting to feel the pressure a little bit. I know Kuza isn't timing it too well, and that pressure's only going to keep mounting. She's only going to keep trying to hit it harder and make her timing go off even more, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see her wicket fall soon, unless something changes.
Alyssa Story's the first bowling change from the Lake End. Deep mid-wicket and deep third, the fielder's out the fence. Strong protection on the offside in the ring. That's dabbed nicely down to third for a single, and maybe that is that change of approach actually. Hughes is seeing it well, just get up the other end for a few balls.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Hughes has passed that advice on, because she's again just opened the face of her bat there for one, and it seems to be working for Hughes.
Can't afford to give her any whip here, Melissa Story. Plenty of protection though in the covers, but anything behind cover point will go to the rope for 4. Hughes looking to play that. Cut, misses out. Start does enough behind the stumps.
As you say, there was a little bit of width there. They're the balls that Derbyshire are going to find boundaries from, where there's that bit of width and you can really whip your wrists through it.
Oh, it's a beamer from Story, a no ball. First no ball of the game and a free hit. Well, Hughes might be frustrated she's not on strike for this one, but Hughes is perhaps better set to face it. Story gets that one wrong. She walks back to her mark. T20 World Cup. West Indies made 128 for 7 from their 20 overs. Ireland 3 without loss in reply. England have a second wicket in the Test match. New Zealand 29 for 2. Here's the free hit. Straight up in the air, down the ground. Doesn't matter if it is caught, which it is. Just a single, so a win there for the bowler.
Yeah, from a bowling perspective, you're always happy when a free hit only goes for 1. Again, this brings in sometimes batters can try and overhit those free hits, trying to send it out the ground, but sometimes you just need to be a bit more patient.
Kuza with another swing. Story enjoyed that. Little smile as she walks away. Almost wonder if Kuza got to the stage where actually she is just going to swing for everything, and if you're bowled, you're bowled, and someone else comes in. It's not an easy game, especially coming back into the side where she hasn't played for a few games. Steps down, misses that, and she's stumped. Superb piece of wicket keeping there from Georgina Stark. Kuza's long stay is over, 3 of 14 balls. Story gets the wicket, brilliant behind the stumps.
That was really quick hands from start there. She's already got 2 catches this season, 3 stumpings, so that makes it a 4th. Excellent work from her behind the stumps there.
Kenvin is coming to the crease at 3. A tough one for Jess Kuzet. Took a couple of steps down, looked for that big swing and was stumped. Big celebrations from Story. Here's Kenvin, who bowled really well without the reward she deserved. Derbyshire quite simply have to get on with this. Run rate is above 10. What's required, the run rate they have is below 4. One ball left in the 5th over.
I believe that was also Story's first wicket in the T20 so far this season.
Certainly enjoyed it. A seagull swooping above Queen's Park. Great fielding. Well, Kenvin bowled back of a length a lot in her last couple of overs, and that's the aim Story had there. Gets out the over with a dot ball. 19 for 1 after 5. Kuza gone for 3 in the over.
I think this is an important moment in the game for Derbyshire in terms of where they're going to go from here. Obviously starting to feel the pressure a little bit from the bowling side, but we've talked about the importance of partnerships, and if these two can stick around for a while and build something really strong, they'll have more to go from in the latter stages of the innings.
Alice Hill replaces Alice Bird from the pavilion end, and the trend today is off spin around the wicket. She'll continue it. Gives it some flight. Has a wicket, first ball. Umpire at the square leg, eventually raising the finger. And Hughes has to go for 14. Hill strikes of her first delivery. Derbyshire in trouble, 19 for 2. Another smart bit of wicket keeping. Hill giving the ball some flight. Hughes coming down the pitch, which was an option that worked really well for Gloucestershire.
But I suppose always brings that risk in as well, doesn't it?
Almost looked like it didn't turn back in. It's drifted across her. That's almost what's done it. If that's turned back in, maybe she connects, but goes across Hughes. Wicket keeper does the rest. Derbyshire 2 down. Fran Lonsdale to the crease.
Can hear how loud the Gloucestershire team are now out there.
Off the mark is Frances Lonsdale. She might do it with a boundary. No, it's a good fielding. So haul the ball back in. We'll get back for 2.
It's amazing what a couple of quick wickets can do for a field inside in terms of energy.
Really tossed up in the air into a similar region. They'll come through for a single. Oh, just beats the edge of Lonsdale. In fact, Kenvin, Lonsdale back on strikes, buys, 1 bite. Alice Hill, another Gloucestershire Pathway product, a senior debut in 2014 at the age of 14. Oh, Lonsdale gets the full delivery. Took 4 for 49 against Derbyshire last year in the one-day cup. Alice Hill. Only 1 wicket in this innings. Derbyshire chasing 173 to win. Driven nicely by Lonsdale, very well fielded at catching extra cover. End of the power play, 23 for 2. After 6, Gloucestershire were 56 for 3, and we thought Derbyshire had done quite well.
Yeah, I think Derbyshire definitely feeling the pressure here. I suppose it's a young side, and they're perhaps using this season to take learnings from each game and just get better and better throughout the season, as opposed to come out here and try and win every game.
They have kicked on, certainly. They're still looking for their first 50-over win. They've won 2 T20s, that's the same amount they won from last year in the Blast, and they also won 2 in the County Cup against Cheshire and Cumbria in the knockout competition. Lost eventually to Northamptonshire last weekend at Denby. Gloucestershire also looking for a bit more luck in the Blast. They've won 2 games. Fall down the leg side from Story, great bit of wicket keeping again from start. They won just once in the Blast last year, finishing bottom of the South Group, Gloucestershire. Also winless in the one-day cup. This will be something special from Derbyshire, though, if they can win this. Full again, dug out by Kenvin.
Kenvin's probably the wicket that they want to take here. Her last 3 games, 28 not out, 52 not out, 46 not out. So she's on a good run and in form.
Yeah, she's been the player they've looked to build innings around, actually. She batted the whole innings. That's clipped handsomely away in front of the fielder at deep mid-wicket. Belcher giving chase. That's a lovely piece of timing from Kenvin.
I think the sound that came off the bat said it all there in terms of the timing, didn't it? Don't believe there's a better sound than that.
No. Apart from mid-2000s when the stumps were rattled, I think that was that is up there. Those Ashes series. I think that was the peak of stump noises. Not quite got back to those levels. A little shorter from Story. Stopped in the covers. Sound we've got now is birdsong behind us, the trees all the way around Queen's Park. Nice drive. Hum around the crowd as well. Ice cream van still doing a good trade. A really nice crowd for these players to be playing in front of. Lonsdale digs that out. She has got the high back lift of her bat. Drags that one away. Through the onside just for a single. That's the over. 29 for 2. All very quiet out there.
Another nice over from Story there. She's bowling really good areas, trying to change it up a little bit with variations. Bowled a Yorker there on the 5th ball of the over. Trying to make something happen. I think that's variations are a good way to do that.
Just realised, do you need the Wi-Fi, Georgia? Should have asked you that a couple of hours ago.
It's okay.
Do say I can send it over if I can find the password. Hill to continue. That sight on your screen is the top of an old shopping centre, I'm told, here in Chesterfield. Those Union flags on the top, fluttering in the breeze. A full delivery, a wide one from the off spinner. Alice Hill, who big wicket of Emily Hughes in the first over. Gets creative there, does Kenvin. It's not the first time we've seen that shot today. It was Patel who played that a couple of times. Came back for 2.
I think historically that shot has been deemed as quite a risky one, but particularly in the women's game where we're trying to get that 360 hitting, some players now say they feel more comfortable playing that than a front foot drive.
There is the drive, flashes away behind square. I think also with experience in the side comes power, and we saw just a bit more shot power in the Gloucestershire lineup than perhaps Derbyshire. Gives that some flight, driven nicely. Just how much more Gloucestershire cashed in on the power play. They took risks, didn't they? But it did pay off because they just set the platform nicely for Patel and Geach to then move on through the middle overs.
I think what Gloucestershire are doing well here as well, certainly better than Derbyshire did, is bowl into their field. They've got their plan and they're really sticking to it.
This is the cut. Again, nicely taken behind the stumps. 35 for 2.
Coaches often talk a lot for both the batting side and the bowling side is to have a plan A and have a plan B. The plan A is, from a bowling point of view, is your stop ball, but if that's not working, find something else. That might be a variation, that might be moving fielders around, whatever works for you. But the batters also need a plan B as well, and sometimes that's just rotating the strike to relieve the pressure, which is where Derbyshire is starting to take that on board now, just trying to give each other the opportunity to have some time in front of the bowler.
Here is Geach, hit 38 of 27 in the Gloucestershire innings. Derbyshire chasing 173. Both sides looking for their third blast win of the season. Full delivery to Lonsdale, jams it out to the offside.
Really tight lines from Story here, from Geach, sorry, here. I think that's something the Gloucestershire bowlers have been doing very well so far.
Full again, nicely clipped out to deep extra cover. One boundary in the last 4 overs and 2 balls for Derbyshire. Kenvin steps across her stumps, sweeps beautifully. 4 runs, there is the boundary. Barren run brought to an end. Lovely movement in her crease from Lauren Kenvin. Good awareness of her field with that shot. Now changes things around, but is beaten on a reverse sweep. Hard shot to get away against a quicker bowler.
That's an interesting call with the fielder on the ring there as well.
Steps across again, hits this down the ground towards long on, bounces a few times in front of her.
What would you be saying if you're in that Derbyshire conversation out in the middle there?
It's hard, isn't it? Because they've got batting to come, but it's again almost, are your chances of winning the game gone already? Is it another case of just spending 20 overs in the middle and seeing what you can make of it? Very, very hard spot to be in. Power play, they were 23 for 2. Chasing 173, it's a long way behind.
Bowling from the pavilion end, Izzy Patel.
Patel on from the pavilion end. Usually when someone has a day out of the bat and then they come on to bowl, the day out continues. Studies at Exeter University as Izzy Patel, Sports and Medical Sciences.
Excellent university, Exeter.
Yeah.
I may have gone there myself.
Been assigned some of my commentaries this season, and Devon Way, Plymouth Argyle versus Burton. Bit of a trip. On holiday near Plymouth in August. Didn't think I'd be going back so soon. But haven't done Exeter. I think they were relegated. They were relegated from League One, so Burton don't have to go there, which may be some relief. Oh, leading edge, turning into an outside edge. Once they'll get 2. Looked at one point as if it's just going to pop back to the bowler, and it's gone all the way for 4 in the end. First boundary for Fran Lonsdale. Did you play cricket at uni as well then?
Yes, yeah, there's a very good cricket setup at Exeter University. Emily Monday, who is on the boundary next to us here in the commentary box, she's also an Exeter University student. They've managed to make it to the semi-finals of books for several seasons, but always seem to fall short against Durham.
Yeah, that's Fran Lonsdale's uni. Sure, Loughborough involved as well. Frankie Clark and Lara Shaw from the Derbyshire side. Let's see Derby mentioned, but we'll move on. Again, tight lines from Patel. Yeah, for those unfamiliar sort of tier 2, tier 3 of the women's setup, it is mainly students almost, isn't it? It's such a big thing because this is not full-time, it's not even part-time for a number of these sides as well. It's important to keep that in mind. Patel, interesting action. Oh, is that a chance? It's guided away by Lonsdale. Giving chase is Alice Bird now down to the boundary. Doesn't reach there in the end. They're going to scamper back for a third. Really good running, Lonsdale and Kenvin. But was that a chance to the fielder at a wide short third? I think it might have been.
Would have been a good catch if she took it. Possibly even catch of the day.
Yes. Ten overs gone then in the run chase. Derbyshire 49 for 2, chasing 173 to win.
You make a good point about these players having to juggle, whether that's study or work on top of training hours, and it makes it very difficult, doesn't it, to jump into it for some of the younger players that are trying to push through and make it into tier 1 cricket as well. It makes it very difficult if you're trying to juggle other things alongside. Whereas the tier 1 players obviously have a bit more time to actually focus on their cricket.
Oh, in the air again. Very similar. This is going to go for 4 this time. It's the same fielder, Alice Bird, at short third. No poem intended. But again, just popping just in front of her from Lonsdale, who has 4. Yeah, would have been a very good catch. One of those where you worry about your fingers going down low. Lonsdale opening the face of the bat, gets away with it, has 4. Full and driven. So long on, long off. Deep extra cover, deep mid wicket.
Lonsdale was timing the ball quite nicely. She's off the back of 2 ducks, unfortunately, in the T20 tournament. So it's good to see that she's timing the ball quite nicely today.
Deep square now on the boundary because long off has come into the ring. 50 up for Derbyshire. Lovely connection. Again, a good sound off the bat. Good fielding on the boundary. Hesitance, but they will come back for 2. Wonder if you're Kenvin and Lonsdale, now you are timing it nicely. You know, it is actually about maybe we can be a little bit more aggressive. Still got batting to come. There's a lot of work to do. I think all the odds really in Gloucestershire's favour, but maybe they'll chance their arm a little bit more. Great Yorker as well. They all seem to have a good Yorker, these Gloucestershire seamers, and the spinners actually. They all have a ball that can get them out of trouble.
And that goes back to the importance of having a plan A and a plan B. And I think that's the difference between these two sides today. Gloucestershire have got Derbyshire into a position that Derby have to think about what is their plan B here. And Gloucestershire are able to plough on with their plan A.
Nicely played by Lonsdale. Again, good fielding in the ring by Izzy Patel. So in the Gloucestershire side, Pratana Reddy, Mega Hearn and Emily Geach part of the Glamorgan pathway. Emily Monday, former Somerset professional. She's on loan from Devon. Also plays for Middlesex and Hertfordshire. In the air from Kenvin. Gets away with it. Nice shot, actually. Not quite timed as she'd have intended. And it's the end of the over. 58 for 2 after 11.
I think you're right. I think from a Derbyshire batting perspective, they've got to start going for it here. There's no point just riding the game out for 20 overs because that's not going to see you with a win. So you may as well give it a go. And if you don't get there, you lose trying rather than just giving up hope altogether.
Yeah, heavy defeat last weekend, lost by 75 runs to Northamptonshire. Big defeat to Northampton the week before and Middlesex as well. Middlesex is a tough place to go. And in those games, able to bat out the innings, but falling substantially short. Kenvin gets the reverse sweep out. Not worked today, has it, for anyone?
It's not. And I'm surprised they haven't given up with it yet.
Especially to the quicker bowlers. I think it's a tough shot. It's a shot that takes a lot of time to execute. She's gone again, slower ball. That was a clever response from Patel, wide in the end.
I could make more of an argument if there wasn't a fielder stood on the ring there, but you're not. It's unlikely that you're going to get enough power behind it or have any control over it. So you're likely to pick that fielder straight out.
Goes across her stumps. That's been more effective for Lauren Kenvin. Good fielding on the boundary, really well stopped. Mega Hearn out there. Looked like it might have just rolled under her, but she kept the ball in play.
That is really strong fielding out on the boundary there.
under the crooked spire of Chesterfield. Don't know if you saw that on your way in.
Yep, drove past that.
There are many stories about how it became to be crooked. I think it's because it's near a pub, and if those who were constructing it were in there every night, as we were the other. That's fought into the pocket, the deepest pocket of the ground on the onside. Again, near that crooked spire Chesterfield is known for. Back-to-back, well, not back-to-back boundaries, it really could have been for Kenvin, but it was well stopped by her, and there was no one getting there this time. Again, stepping across her stumps has been really effective. She's got a few boundaries from doing that. Monday has moved to a wider long on, almost cow corner. Deep mid-wicket, deep square on the boundary and a deep extra cover. Again, use of the feet, but only a forward defence in the end.
Yeah, I think that foot movement, I'm liking and enjoying that a lot more than the attempts of the reverse sweep. It just changes the line of the ball to something that you want to get your hands through.
Goes again as a single.
And I think in more traditional cricket, you take the ball as it comes, whereas actually now it's being encouraged to come down the track, to move your feet in the crease, to create that ball into what you want it to be and dictate that a bit more.
Excellent end to the over from Patel. I'm building a picture of your innings now from all the elements of traditionalism that you're talking about. I can picture cover drives, straight drives, and a solid forward defence.
Spot on.
Could enjoy watching that.
Definitely not a T20 cricketer, me.
A few menacing clouds above. Some dark grey, just moving in from the left-hand side of the ground. Keep an eye on that. DLS par is 92, so Gloucestershire are comfortably ahead. Of course, with all the heat, we are overdue some showers and storms at some point. Hopefully not in the next hour. Daniels, for just 6 runs of her first 2 overs, changes ends. She's outfoxed Kenvin there. Kenvin gets the sweep out. Beats the fielder in the ring. Come back for 2. They've run well, these two. Mathematically, they're not out the game, but they need to start swinging now, essentially, Derbyshire.
It's hard to do that against a bowler like Daniels.
Giving very little away. Kenvin now goes to the reverse and misses it. Now at Derby, Georgia, we have a commentary cam. I'll just I'll make you aware of that for your reaction to that shot. We don't hear, fortunately, but we have spoken about the reverse sweep extensively. Goes across her stumps. Just bowling so full here, isn't she, the off-spinner? With Daniels.
Second highest wicket taker within the Gloucestershire squad last season.
Full toss. Kenvin can't capitalise. He changes to the field. Short third comes in. Reinforcement on the offside in the ring for Lonsdale. Turns that one away to square leg, never a run. 70 for 2, 3 off the over. 103 more needed to win from the final 6. T20 World Cup, Ireland 57 for 1 after 9, going very well, chasing 129 for their first win of the tournament. And at Trent Bridge, England were all net for 354. New Zealand now 51 for 2, so they lead by 135 runs, 2 wickets in the this innings for Jofra Archer.
Bowling from the pavilion end, Prathana Reddy.
Prathana Reddy, the 7th bowler used for Gloucestershire. Starts with one down the leg side, not given wide. Some leg spin, is it? Extensive run up though, Prathana Reddy. See that quite a lot in the women's game actually. Spinners who must have a medium pace as run up and take batters a couple of balls to get used to it. Really attacks the crease. That's dragged away. Effective shot from Lauren Kenvin. Ball was tossed up, stepped across and hit it behind square into those rows of chairs, and that might just disappear down to the fence down a bank where it's been thrown back to Melissa Story. It's a brave shot because that was right on top of middle stump. Kenvin goes again, aerially this time, and out to square leg. Fields well on the boundary, Story. Fielding's been really solid, the away side.
Gloucestershire have also padded out the offside, particularly in the ring, meaning that the Derbyshire players, they're having to step across to pull it across into the leg side to get anything from it.
Aerial. Come free for a single. Yeah, double dose of World Cup action later. Very exciting. England against New Zealand in the T20 World Cup, and then we've got the football. England Panama at 10. World Cup action all the way through the night. Nicely driven. Waited on it, did Kenvin. Nicely worked by Francis Lonsdale. Just waited on it again, and that's probably the most expensive over of the innings so far. 11 off it, 2 boundaries, 1 for Kenvin, 1 for Lonsdale.
She's done really well to get that so square there, because it came on her late. She just managed to roll her wrists over the top of it.
Yeah, just had the time to swivel in the crease.
Bowling from the lake end, Alice Hill.
Hill is back on from the lake end. Some of the menacing cloud. Still a few of the media tent. Good news is there's only 5 overs to go. Push back for 2. Some long boundaries at Chesterfield. Now then. Shout for a run out. Umpire square leg says no straight away. Swept hard, straight to the fielder on the deep square boundary. Kenvin's certainly having a good day of bat and ball, isn't she? She's showing what she can do.
Yeah, and continuing that good run with the bat as well, so far from what we've seen.
Very strong sweeper of the ball. Another really good full delivery. Lonsdale has to just manoeuvre into the onside. Flatter this time, back to the bowler. Kenvin has to make her ground at the non-striker's end. Uses her feet, flipped away to deep mid-wicket. Just a single to complete the over. Is there one more? There is one more ball. Same again from Kenvin. Nailed. Fielder on the square leg boundary has been kept very busy by Lauren Kenvin. Another single, 86 for 2. 5 overs to come.
Gloucestershire making it very difficult for Derbyshire to get anything away here, aren't they? As we've talked about, they're bowling to their plans, bowling to their fields, and just making it really difficult for Derbyshire to be able to find those boundaries. Unfortunately, 1s and 2s aren't enough at this point.
Partnership is 67 between Kenvin and Lonsdale. Man in a Japan kit is on camera. I'm going to take on Brazil. Five overs to go then. 87 needed of 30. Alice Bird is just stopped by the PA announcer reading out her name. Starts with a full one down the leg side. Kept inside the boundary by Alice Hill. 2 leg byes. Still a very warm afternoon at Queen's Park. It's going to be 4 wides. Much needed for Derbyshire. Been very disciplined really with the ball, Gloucestershire. Bird just walks over to have a chat with Belcher. He's at mid-off. Just done too much. The wicket-keeper, I think, was set for a ball outside off stump. Just didn't read it.
I was just thinking how well Gloucestershire were doing on the extras front. Obviously Derbyshire bowled 18 extras in total. And that's just carried Gloucestershire up a little bit with 4 wides there.
So even if you don't say it, it's still a commentator's curse. You can't win. Constant encouragement amongst the Gloucestershire fielders. And a very experienced head coach, of course, Fran Wilson, 2017 World Cup winner with England. And he retired last year, spent the season back at Somerset, became Gloucestershire coach. 4 stints in the 100, 4 different teams, played in Australia, New Zealand. Again, Lonsdale swivels to pick up the single. Are you going to tell her then the story after this game? That's the question.
I'll see if the moment arises.
Full delivery. And has that beaten the gap? It has. Really well worked by Lauren Kenvin. Moves into the 40s. In some fine form at the minute.
That's an excellent strike. Slightly bad ball, but unfortunately Gloucestershire haven't given Derbyshire too many bad balls so far today. So they were about due on, to be honest.
She's so strong on anything leg side, isn't she, Lauren Kemvin? A little bit wider. Good delivery.
Yeah, Gloucestershire showing that they've done their research on the Derby batters, having 4 out on the leg side.
Yeah, everyone in the ring now on the offside. Kimber just pulling away. It's just being put off by something. No one seems to know. Yeah, strong protection in the covers. Catching cover, cover point, backward point, and then a short third. Again, it's down the leg side. Won't be 4 wides this time. Just be a wide and then a run as well. 100 up for Derbyshire. Lonsdale backs away, cuts. Tries to beat that strong offside field and can't. 103 for 2.
Derbyshire nearly on for their biggest score in the T20 so far this year. They chased down 109 against Worcestershire and 114 against Sussex. I think 172 is probably a bit of a big feat today.
Yeah, beaten Worcestershire at New Road in consecutive years. Derbyshire, that was their first win last year. And they beat Northants at Wantage Road. This year it's been Worcestershire at Worcester and then Sussex at Derby, and then there's 2 wins in the County Cup as well against Tier 3 opposition. Smartly driven by Kemvin. It is a feature in the women's game, isn't it? You often see these packed offside fields, and then the incentive is to just play those big shots into the leg side, but if you can hang out on a line outside off stump, it's very hard for the batters. There is a deep extra cover on the boundary. Leg side, Kemvin can pick that off for a single.
Yeah, and it also gives the bowler the option to go for that middle stump line. And if they do drag it down just a little bit too much, or they get a bit of movement on the ball, and the batter's able to roll their hands through it, it just gives them that bit of protection so that they don't have to think about it. They're obviously trying to aim for that off stump line, but it allows them to get it wrong.
Clip by Lonsdale. There's a one-handed half attempt in the ring at 45. That would have been a sensational catch for Alice Bird. So Lonsdale has 4. Just a bit too straight there from Geach. Offside now this time, but fielded well. Clipped by Lonsdale. In between those 2 fielders in the ring, there really wasn't much of a gap to Pearce there, but she's been able to do so. Second boundary in the over. Both of these batters eyeing up some individual milestones. Kenvin for another half century. She's on 44, Lonsdale 36.
Still a lot to do to chase this total down though.
There's a lot of batting to come. Tennacoon, Allen, Darlow, then Efferton, Gator, Beddy. Deep Derbyshire, but still these two at the crease.
Bowling from the pavilion end, Alice Hill.
I think they'll be reflecting on just the power play, won't they? That just took them so far behind in this game. Hill back on. 1-0, a full toss down the leg side. It's 2. There's the reverse sweep. Oh, it's going to come off. Georgia Ralph, it's all going so well for you. There we go. Well, that's the first time Lonsdale's tried one.
For the first time today, it's paid off.
Lonsdale onto 40. That was nicely played. Really low down. Watched it all the way. It's almost easier when it's on leg, you know, middle and leg rather than outside off, isn't it, that shot? Because you can then fetch it outside leg stump. Comes down now, full toss. In the air, this is going to be 4.
Yeah.
It's a bit of power now from Francis Lonsdale.
Another cracking shot there.
10 off the first 3 deliveries of this over, the 18th. Oh, nearly beats the gap. Well watched.
Well, she's already surpassed her biggest score so far this season, 31 against Sussex. I'm sure she'll be happy with that.
Comes down now. Trying to go to a half century. It's going to fall short of Monday. Just a single. Monday that apologises as she throws the ball in. Kenvin misses the sweep, and the wicketkeeper misses the ball. Come through for a bite. She's kept really well though, Georgie's start. 2 overs to go then. 122 for 2, 51 needed off the last 2.
Be nice to see both of these go on to score their half centuries. I think they deserve it with the way that they've batted. I know it's not looking like they're going to win the game, but they have batted very, very nicely here today.
Daniels will bowl out 3 overs. 0 for 9. Outstanding figures in this Derbyshire reply. That'll be wide. Derbyshire need a few more of them. Kenvin will continue to eye up the sweep. There's a little bit of a conversation going on here. Any idea?
Not a clue.
Oh, dead ball. Couldn't tell you, unfortunately. I think it's been given a dead ball. Sweeping is Kenvin, half stopped. Lonsdale racing back on strike. She does want that 50. She was halfway down when that ball was bowled, it seemed. Reverse sweep. They'll come through for a single. Lonsdale gets a move on. I think your argument has won today.
I'm not going to say anything else.
Could be two here. They're just going to trot the first. Lonsdale on strike. So Gloucestershire, this will be their third last win of the season. And they will move level on points with Worcestershire, who are fifth. And then that will be a big enough win. The net run rate, don't know about bonus points. Myself and Claire have agreed they're not really going to try and bother calculating. I'll let the people at the ECB do that. Gloucestershire have won already because they've got 9 points. Final ball of the penultimate over. Can Lonsdale bring up a milestone? This is the reverse sweep. I think this has missed everything. She did score 100 in the one-day cup for Lonsdale. It's her highest T20 score for the Falcons. 2 byes. Now, if Lonsdale's hit that, she won't be happy, but I think that was comfortably missed. 128 for 2. Yeah, she has missed it. So then, final over. Derbyshire cannot win this match. But can both of these batters bring up milestones? Kenvin 46, Lonsdale 48.
Ball from the pavilion and Emily Geach.
Geach will roll the final over of this Vitality Blast match. Derbyshire back in action on Friday, 2:30 start against Kent. Missed again, well taken behind the stumps. Gloucestershire, they host Leicestershire Foxes on Friday, same time. 2:30, sorry, for Gloucestershire, Leicestershire. Derbyshire is an evening game, 6:30 against Kent, and then they host Leicestershire. So Leicestershire will play Gloucestershire and then travel to Derby on the Sunday, 2:30 start. Tickets are free. Hit hard down the ground by Lauren Kenvin. I think about 2, and he's gone for 4. Lauren Kenvin has yet another Derbyshire 50 in a fine vein of form with bat and ball. Raises her bat to the pavilion here at Queen's Park. Taps gloves with Frances Lonsdale, and it's a really well-made innings, 50 of 47.
Yeah, she's definitely deserved that today. I know it's come from a little misfield there that Gloucestershire won't be too happy about, but it's not lost them the game.
Dances down, and she's stumped. 50 and out, and Kenvin's afternoon is over. Geach picks up the wicket. It's the third stumping of the innings. All 3 wickets fall into stumpings. Excellent work by Georgie Stark.
Yeah, she's doubled the number of stumpings that she's got across the season in total today.
Here's Militia Tennacoon. A warm round of applause for Lauren Kenvin as she makes her way off the field.
Incoming batter.
52 not out, 46 not out, and finally someone's got her out. 50 of 48, stumped off the bowling of Geach. Tennacoon comes to the crease. 3 balls left. Can she get Lonsdale on strike to get her 50, I wonder? Lonsdale certainly hopes so. Big sneeze from Geach at the top of her mark. Suspect hay fever today. As the wind starts to pick up. Oh, Tennacoon can't get Lonsdale on strike. She's sent back. Hard down the ground for a single. So Frances Lonsdale, final ball of the match. Can she go to 50? 48 of 39. Gloucestershire have won this last match. They won it comfortably. I'm just looking to see it off now to a conclusion. Lonsdale has 48. Moves the feet, clips this one away. She might have hit it too well. Out to the fielder on the boundary is a misfield. Frances Lonsdale's going to scamper back for a second, and she gets there. Off the final ball of the match, she gets to 50. Raises her bat momentarily, but it's Gloucestershire's day under the spire here at Queen's Park. They have won by 38 runs. Had their third blast win of the season, and Georgia Ralph there with a better side with bat and ball today, but some positivity for Derbyshire. A very good batting performance in particularly for the away side.
Yeah, I think Gloucestershire were the strongest side here today, but there's definitely a lot that Derbyshire can take away from this. There was obviously a few misfields and a few too many extras on the bowling front, but there were some strong catches and strong bowling performances as well that they can take away from this. And then on the batting front, perhaps a bit slow in the power play, but they've actually gone on to build a really nice partnership towards the end of the game there.
Yeah, you look back on that now, the power play in both innings was huge. Derbyshire 23 for 2, Gloucestershire 56 for 3. I mean, that is the difference today, because as you say, the middle order batting, well, for the duration of the rest of the innings really was nice from Derbyshire. But all 3 wickets falling to stumpings. Don't think I've seen that before. Story with 1, Hill with 1, Geach with 1 as well. All beautifully done behind the stumps by Georgina Stark. Derbyshire will pick themselves up and they host Kent on Friday. Gloucestershire also back home, back in Bristol. And they take on Leicestershire. They'll enjoy this. Their value for this win. Off go the batters. Tinnacoon and Lonsdale finishes 50 not out. 2 runs at the final ball of the innings. And Derbyshire, well, they have a good weekend to look forward to. 2 home games at Derby and a chance to bounce back.
Definitely. And 2 great commentators as well.
Yes, they'll arrive at some point between now and Friday. Well, thank you to everyone for tuning in. Thank you to Daisy up on the balcony braving the sunshine with the camera. Thank you to Phoebe on the production. And everyone who makes this Chesterfield Festival possible every year. 1 game to go, Derbyshire men tomorrow against Yorkshire. Derbyshire looking to keep their run continuing. But here, all over between Gloucestershire and Derbyshire. Gloucestershire have won by 37 runs. They posted 172 for 8, restricted Derbyshire to 135 for 3. We'll be back on Friday.